Oh, hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, and welcome back to the crazy train of frauditing. What a wild week it's been out there, eh, folks? With all of these agitators that are getting arrested and convicted for their crimes while they're out frauditing. It is so damn nice to see, I'm telling you. Now, we had a very successful video on the Siberian Chihuahua. That he's not been able to privacy strike, which is very, very good. Now, remember just 3 weeks ago, we were worried about making 5,000 subscribers. Well, we've now gone over 5,700 for subscribers, and we're knocking on the door of 6,000, folks. That is amazing to me, because 2 years ago, I didn't think this channel would be all that popular. And you great people began signing up, though, to listen to little old me exposing the criminal histories of these frauditards and why they're really doing what they do. Now look at us, though, knocking on the door of 6,000 members. I just love it. I appreciate everyone's support out there, even the other channels that send people our way and they end up joining up because they like what we do here. Now, our last video on the New Jersey councilman being a complete asshole to the officer didn't seem to do so well, but that's okay. It was an important video to me. I wanted to show you all what our officers go through out there, not only from the general public, but from local political boards that can have a serious effect on their officers' jobs and their future. Now, I showed you all how I wrote to Mayor Giovannitti, and I got a very generic thank you for writing response from him, as you see here. I also emailed the offending councilman, as you see here, but of course that coward has not replied to me. I didn't expect that he would. All right, it's very sad times when a politician can do that to a police officer without any recourse, ladies and gentlemen. But I did want to bring that to your attention so you could see, and hopefully some of you others did write. I know at least one subscriber did. They sent it to me, and they said they got the same exact generic response from the mayor that I did. So now today, we're going to expose a frauditor that I don't really know all that well, but in the last month, I'll bet I've had 6 requests to expose Firm Audits, aka James. I'm not sure what's up with James and why so many people want to see him exposed. While I was able to find a small criminal history on James, who's from New Athens, Illinois, did find that his driving history is atrocious. He has 36 vehicle and traffic charges over the last 38 years. While that doesn't sound that bad, how many of you out there have anywhere near 36 vehicle and traffic charges? How this moron still has driving privileges is beyond me. Is Illinois really that liberal that they allow criminals that many chances before they do something to them? Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into Firm Audits, James from New Athens, Illinois. But let's go back to September 2nd, 1987, where he was charged with transporting and carrying a license out of Belleville, Illinois. He was found guilty, and it says sentenced, but it doesn't say anything further. We go ahead just one day, and on 9/3/1987, he's charged with reckless driving. Also out of Bellevue, it says guilty, sentenced, and nothing further. I don't know why. Maybe that's because the cases are so old. We're going to go ahead to February 22nd, 1988. He's caught for speeding. That charge was dismissed. On October 11th, 1988, he was charged with 2 charges, no valid registration and no seatbelt. Were given by the Illinois State Police. It did not say where. Both of those charges ended up being dismissed. Now we go ahead just 15 days, and on 10/26/1988, he's charged with speeding 1 to 10 miles over. He was found guilty. It says he was put on court supervision, but it does not say how long he was on it. Now we go ahead to February 13th, 1989. He was charged with speeding again, 1 to 10 mile per hour over, out of Bellevue. He was found guilty. He was given court supervision, but again, it doesn't say the amount of time that he was on supervision. April 5th, 1989, he's charged again with speeding, 1 to 10 miles over, out of Fairview Heights, Illinois, and that charge was dismissed. And then he was a good boy for 3 years, and on January 6, 1992, he's charged with operating an uninsured motor vehicle, and that was dismissed by the judge. On 10/26/1992, he's charged with 2 tickets, operating an uninsured motor vehicle and speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over. He was found guilty on both charges, and it states he was put on 1 month of court supervision. August 2nd, 1993, he's charged with speeding again. There's a history going on here. Sounds like he's got a lead foot. And on, speeding 26 to 30 miles per hour over. He's in a big hurry that day. He was found guilty and given $110 in fine and fees. Now we go ahead to October 13th, 1993, speeding again. He's charged with 11 to 14 miles per hour over, out of St. Clair, Illinois, and that charge ended up being dismissed. We go ahead 1 month to November 4th, 1993, improper use of registration or a title. Out of St. Clair County, Illinois, he was found guilty and given 6 months court supervision. And we go ahead just 12 days, and on November 16th, 1993, he's charged with operating an uninsured motor vehicle and a head, tail, or side light violation. He was found guilty on charge 1, on count 1, the operated an uninsured motor vehicle. He was given 1 year court supervision and a $250 fine and fees, and they dismissed the light charge. We can go ahead to December 22nd, 1993. He ended the year with a speeding ticket, going 16 to 20 miles per hour over, and that charge was dismissed. Interesting. April 12th, 1994, he had no seatbelt on. The judgment came on October 28th, 1994, a default judgment of guilty, and he was given a $75 fine and fees. Now we go ahead to September 23rd, 1994. He picks up 2 tickets out of Bellevue. Operated an uninsured motor vehicle again and speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over. And let's see, he was given a default judgment of guilty on the speeding, given a $75 fine and fees, and he was found guilty of the operating an uninsured motor vehicle, found for 1 year court supervision and $100 in fine and fees. We go ahead to May 12th, 1995, it gets interesting. He's got 2 charges, driving on a suspended license out of Shiloh, Illinois, and speeding again, 11 to 14 miles per hour over. Now, on both charges, he failed to appear on July 20th, 1995 for court, and a warrant was issued. He escaped the law for 4 months. To November 14th, 1995, he was apprehended and the warrant was canceled. He was released, and on March 28th, 1996, he failed to appear again. They issued another warrant. He was apprehended 4 months later on July 12th, 1996, and on September 26th of 1996, Jesus, 15 months later, he is found guilty on both counts. He's given 30 days court supervision on the driving on a suspended license and $100 in fine and fees. This speeding, he was found guilty and given a $50 fine and fees. And we go ahead 6 months to November 14th, 1995. He's charged with driving on a suspended license out of Fairview Heights, Illinois, and that charge got dismissed. On April 29th, 1998, he's charged with speeding 11 to 14 miles per hour over. He was found guilty. He was put on court supervision for 90 days and given a $75 fine and fees. And let's see, June 6, 1998, he's charged in Belleville, Illinois, for driving around a railroad signal or gate. He was found guilty and given 50 hours of community service. We go ahead 5 months to November 5th, 1998. He's charged with improper use of title or registration. He was found guilty in a default judgment. He was given $200 fine and fees. A warrant was issued for failure to appear at that court. He was apprehended on the warrant over 18 months later, or 17 months later. He was apprehended on the warrant, and it says he did not pay the fine until 12/20/99. That doesn't make any sense. How did he get apprehended on the warrant? I might have screwed up on those dates, folks, and I apologize if I did. So now we're going to go ahead to June 15th, 1999. He's picked up on 2 charges again out of Belleville, Illinois, operating an uninsured motor vehicle in improper use of title and registration. Both counts. He failed to appear for court on July 29th, 1999. He was apprehended 8 months later in March 17th of 2000. And on April 24th, 2000, the judge dismissed the operating an uninsured motor vehicle charge, but found him guilty of improper use of title or registration, gave him 30 days court supervision and a $120 fine and fees. He was a good boy for 2 years, and on September 27th, 2001, he got caught for speeding in East St. Louis, Illinois. 16 to 20 over again. He was found guilty, 90 days court supervision, and a $75 fine and fees. Now we go ahead, he's good a boy again for a couple of years, and then on March 10th, 2003, he's picked up for speeding, 11 to 14 over. He's found guilty, given 90 days court supervision, and $85 fine and fees. Now, he was a good boy for 5 years. And in June 9th, 2008, he's charged with registration being expired. The charge was dismissed with leave to reinstate the charge out of St. Clair County, Illinois, if they wanted to do so. Now, on November 27th, 2011, he picks up 2 charges, operating an uninsured motor vehicle again. Almost sounds like there's some sovereign citizen in this guy. And we also got registration expired March 1st, 2012. Warrant was issued because he failed to appear for court. 2 months later, on May 14th, 2012, the warrant was quashed, and both charges were dismissed by the prosecutor on May 15th, 2012. Now, 8 years, we're going to go ahead now to December 7th, 2019. He's charged with unlicensed operation. That charge got dismissed. April 28th, 2022, 3 years later, carrier display your license, and that charge was dismissed out of Belleville. And we're going to go ahead now to just last year, November 13th, 2024. He failed to obey a stop sign out of New Athens, Illinois. On 1/17/25, show cause issued in court, and his next court date for that ticket is April 8th, 2025. His very short criminal history is these 5 charges right here. And as you can see, on February 14th, 2012, and May 22nd, 2012, they put all those cases together. unlawful possession of cannabis, a felony, which he was found guilty for. He was given 3 years in prison, credit for 120 days, and then he was charged fine and fees, which they did not list. Let's see, unlawful possession of a controlled substance felony. That was dismissed pursuant to some plea negotiations. He was charged with defacing identification marks on a firearm, also a felony. He pled guilty to that, and he got the same 3 years with 120 days credit as the above charge. And they dismissed the unlawful possession with intent to deliver cannabis, also a felony. So he had 2 out of 4 he was found guilty on. I guess you can't complain. That's not too bad. Gives him his criminal history, or gives him his felony conviction and his prison time. July 25th, 2023, he's charged with a peace disturbance out of Oregon County. It's Oregon, it's not Oregon. Boy, did I get hit on that. Oregon County, Missouri. He was found guilty on that charge, given 2 years unsupervised probation, and which was withheld, and a whole $10 fine. Oh boy, showed him, didn't they? So we got 4 civil cases here back on, let's see, November 19th, 1996. The Department of Economic Security sued James out of Cole, Missouri. The finding was for the plaintiff for $525. They ended up sending a garnishee to Hackett Security. Interesting, he used to be a security officer over in St. Louis, and that was finally paid off in 2018. What did they get, like $5 a month or something? The hell? All right, 2011, there was a judgment against James, I can't give out his last name there, for $1,852, and it didn't say who, it just said judgment. So, and it gave the case number there. So maybe somebody knows how to look up that case number. Now we go to May 8th, 2014, Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So that was discharged in September of 2014, and the last one is on April 5th, 2017. There was a state tax lien against James in the amount of $838. Whether he paid any of those, I can't tell you, except for the first one there. I do know because they said it was it ended on that date. So we got firm audit. He's an older gentleman there. He's 57 now? Coming up on his 57th birthday. Born in July 1968. He now lives in New Athens, Illinois. And I have that he was arrested. I don't know where I got this information, but I never found the arrest. But it said he was arrested in August of 2023 for felony harassment and misdemeanor violation of a protection order. If anybody knows where that happened, let me know so I can look it up, and I will do a update video for you. I got 3 email addresses down there that I had to block out, of course, because you know how these guys are. They will privacy strike me in a heartbeat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire criminal history that I can find on Firm Audits. James from New Athens, Illinois. Now, I'll bet he's got some snow on the ground up there right now. The only 2 I didn't know anything about, again, please, if anybody knows, let me know. I will take a look into them, and I will make an update video so you guys will know. Well, his criminal history isn't too bad, but like I said, his driving history is atrocious. I personally believe that he shouldn't be able to drive for the rest of his life. Again, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think there's some sovereign citizen in this guy. That's why you see a lot of those charges. Thank you all very much for stopping by to watch the video. And if you would, please hit the thumbs up button to give us a like and let me know how much you liked the video. If you're not a member of the channel, please subscribe now. And if you have a channel, please share this information on Firm Audits so that it gets super exposed, more people learn about him. The Officer Down Memorial page is telling us 6 law enforcement officers have lost their lives in the line of duty this year, which is 1 more than we had last week. BlueHelp.org page is telling us that 3 more law enforcement officers have taken their own lives so far this year, bringing the total to an astonishing 13. I have no clue what's going on this year already, that so many law enforcement officers are taking their own lives. Please, families and fellow officers, be on the lookout for signs and symptoms that I know the officers are trained on, and the families know their people. Let's stop this in its tracks and stop law enforcement suicides. I thank you all for backing the Blue and supporting your local law enforcement. I hope your local law enforcement felt the love and support from you all. Thank you all for your support of the crazy train of frauditing. And until next time, all of you take care out there, please.